Okay, language. Okay, like Japan, the main language is Japanese. Everybody speaks Japanese. English is not widely spoken. Okay, but for Malaysia, our official language is Malay. Everybody speaks Malay. Everybody knows Malay because we studied that in school, and that's what we speak. But English is widely spoken. Almost everybody in Malaysia speaks some kind of English. Version of English, full English, so they do speak English. So communication in Malaysia is a bit easy because, especially for foreigners, it's easy because everybody speaks English. But of course, because of multiracial, we have Chinese and Indian dialect as well. So if you hear people talking Chinese dialect, they could not be from mainland China, but they are Malaysian. Because we do speak Chinese dialect, we do have Indian dialect as well. On the east side of Malaysia, on the area of Borneo, the one I showed you just now, they have other dialects as well. Those are local tribal dialects. Okay? So see, these are some basic Malay language that probably I think our friend here have already mentioned just now. So salam sejahtera, good day. Usual, very common, as how you say it here, konnichiwa. So we would usually say salam sejahtera, good day. Okay? Terima kasih, thank you. This is very common, if you have heard. Our language is quite similar to Indonesia and Brunei because of being in the same region, but there are some differentiation between the countries' language. And other than that, we have apa khabar, how are you? Okay? And sudah makan, have you eaten? This is a very famous phrase that every Malaysian usually asks after asking how are you? Have you eaten? Because Malaysian, we love food, we love to eat. Okay? That's why the moment you ask, how are you? Have you eaten? That is a very common question. Okay, can you try? Can you try saying some of the phrases with me? Salam sejahtera.
Salam sejahtera.
Okay, terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Apa khabar?
Apa khabar?
Sudah makan?
Sudah makan.
Okay. So after this you can practice, when you go to a Malaysian restaurant, after they finish serving you can tell them terima kasih. Thank you. That's nice. Little facts, okay? Basic items, how much do they cost? Just to give you an idea. So a bottle of water, about 500 ml, costs about 40 yen. Okay, it's very, very cheap. Okay, or a 1.5 liter for about 120 yen. Okay, and fast food basically costs about 10 ringgit or about 260 yen. Okay, so you can get a whole set of fast food. Okay, a Coke, a hamburger, fries for about 260 yen. So that's not even anything here. Your 500 coin, you can even get the return if you're using the Japanese money. A bowl of spicy noodle at a izakaya style restaurant, basically, it's about 160 to 320 yen. Okay, but basically 6 ringgit to 12 ringgit. So this is a very common, normal izakaya style restaurant where you can get this kind of food. A cup of coffee, again on a normal standard cafe, which is about 2 ringgit to 8 ringgit, about 51 yen, okay, a cup of coffee. So you really, we don't like to use it cheap destination, we like to use it value for money destination. So you can travel with a lot of money and you can still have a lot of things to enjoy and come back still with a lot of cash. So
It's accessible.
it is, it's very accessible. Okay, so these are basic items of what you can get when you're traveling, when you are in Malaysia enjoying the place. Also, just since we are on the topic of basic items, our hotel rooms, okay, are some of the cheapest hotel room in the world. Okay, like a 5-star hotel, usually about 300 ringgit. Okay, so 300 ringgit, which is what? Which is not so much. So, because I have a friend who's traveling to Malaysia in this December, and they already start making plans. They were like, oh, we're staying in St. Regis. It's so cheap. One night is about 3,000 yen only, 9,000 yen or 12,000 yen even. St. Regis. Okay. So in Japan, St. Regis would be easily 60,000 yen one night.
Don't think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's very value for money when you travel. So our official religion is Islam. Malaysia is an Islamic country. Our official religion is Islam, but other religions are freely practiced as well. So other religions, okay, we have Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, and we have other religions as well. They are freely practiced. Okay, so we welcome everyone to practice their religions as long as it's the right religious. You can't create some kind of religion on your own. We don't accept that. But as long as these are the main religious, you're welcome to practice in Malaysia. So these are basically what you will get when you are traveling around Malaysia. Okay, so we have streets in Malaysia where you have mosque, Chinese temple, Hinduism temple, and Christian church, all at the same line. We do have that. These are very traditional, especially for older part of the city. Okay, in Penang, in Malacca. Okay, Penang and Malacca are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So these are very old cities. So it was planned in such a way. Last time people usually put it together so that easy for those merchants, to come down from the boat, straight away go for their respective areas for prayers, then you can board back the ships. So that's why it was kept nearby. So basically, you can find these kind of places, anywhere in the country. So according to some of my Japanese friends, it's an interesting thing to visit Malaysia because you can actually go and see mosque inside and outside. Because you can't find, you have mosque here in Japan, but not as big as what we have in Malaysia. So mosques are huge, and a variety of colors and shapes and sizes and looks what you have. And this temple at the side here, this one, it's very unique temple. If you saw in the video just now where there was the statue of this god, of Hinduism god standing, it is the largest of such statue in the world. It is gold leaf covered entirely. Okay, so the whole statue is covered by gold leaf. That's why it's golden color, and it takes about 272 steps to get to the temple inside the cave. Okay, so it's a real devotion for you to go and do your prayers. So you really have to be fit, to climb up those kind of stairs and go and see the god. Okay. And these days, they have painted the stairs into colorful looks, so it's very Instagrammable as well, while you're visiting the god. So you're there visiting the god, like, okay, might as well take some pictures and share and tell people, hello, God, I'm here. So that's very interesting as well. Okay, do feel free to ask questions as we go along, as we're talking about this. Okay. A little bit on the government. So we are constitutional monarchy. Okay, we have a king. We also have a prime minister, something like Japan as well. Okay, by concept similar. So our concept of government is very, very similar to UK actually. So we follow the UK style of doing government. We have parliamentary, we have the upper house, lower house, and those kind of things as well. So now the king system in Malaysia, it's very unique. And I would say it's one of its kind in the world. So currently, that is our king. We have 9 kings in Malaysia. We call them sultan. Okay, we have 9 kings in Malaysia. Every 5 years, the king will all meet and choose one to be the head of Malaysia. So every 5 years, they will have a king council. So they will sit down and discuss, okay, it's your turn this time, so you'll head Malaysia this time. So after 5 years finished, they'll meet again and then another person get the turn. So it's very unique concept. So these 9 kings represent the 9 states in Malaysia. We have 14 states, we have 13 states, but there are only 9 states with king. The other states doesn't have king. So the other states have governors. So the governors don't get the chance to be the king of Malaysia, but they can attend the king council. So that's how unique it is. And then this is our Prime Minister. I think it's very well known. He is currently the oldest Prime Minister in the world. He is 93 years old this year. Okay? He was Prime Minister for a while and then he stepped down. He let people to manage the country and then now he's back to Prime Minister. Okay, so he has been to Japan many times. He's a very close friend of the Japanese government and he'll be coming again this year. Okay, so that's, we have a federal government headed by the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, basically, I think it's similar concept to Japan. They have the things that he is supposed to manage on, and the king has things that he are in charge of. So basically, the kings are more on the religious, more on culture. That will be the focus. Prime Minister basically more on administrative and running the country, similar to how I think here in Japan and UK and some other countries as well. Okay, so that's how it basically is.